Antony and Cleopatra, Act 4, Scene 6. An amazing scene here. Enobarbus, faced with Caesar's callousness and Antony's generosity, realizes the magnitude of his fault in deserting Antony. A little bit more right here. Enobarbus, learning of Antony's forgiveness, is racked with guilt over his decision. This is where one of our themes, Enobarbus's guilt here, and it really illustrates something about Antony. This would be a good looking at the character of Enobarbus throughout, who's a truth teller, right? But now he's just racked with guilt. He refuses to fight in Caesar's army against Antony and vows to die in a ditch, considering it an appropriate foul end to such a foul deed. All right, and then we have Barbara's soliloquy at the end of this scene too. That's quite brutally wonderful. So here we go. Caesar, go forth, Agrippa, and begin the fight. Our will is Antony be took alive. We won't mark Antony alive, right? Make it so known. Caesar, I shall. The time of universal peace is near. When I'm on top, Octavius. Prove this a prosperous day. The three-cornered Europe, Asia, Africa world shall bear the olive freely. I'm going to be Octavius Caesar. I'm going to be in charge. Enter a messenger. Antony is coming to the field. Go charge, Agrippa. Plant those that have revolted. So here's how Caesar treats Antony's deserters. Plant those that have revolted against Antony in the vant, that Antony may seem to spend his fury upon himself. So the people who fled Antony's army, Caesar's like, put him at the front, so Antony could kill the people who deserted him. This yeah. And here's Enobarbus, right? Enobarbus he's deserted. He's sticking around. And Alexis did revolt and went to Jewry on affairs of Antony. There did dissuade great Herod to incline himself to Caesar and leave his master Antony. So for his pains, Caesar has hanged him. So this is how Caesar's treating these people who have done Caesar, the people who have deserted Antony. Caesar's hanging them and slaughter. Canadius and the rest that fell away have entertainment but no honorable trust. Here's I have done ill. Oh my God, what have I done? Of which I do accuse myself so sorely that I will joy no more. Right? This is the end of joy. Joy no more. It's like I messed up. I did wrong, right? I should have never turned my back on Antony. Enobarbus, and here's the soldier Antony sent from Enobarbus, right? Antony hath after thee sent all thy treasure. He sent all your belongings, with his bounty overplus, and more so, more gifts. The messenger came on my guard, and at thy tent is now unloading of his mules. Antony sent all of Enobarbus's effects, all of his belongings, his treasure, and more stuff, a surplus, as like thanking Enobarbus here. I give it to you. I don't want it. I don't want it. Mock not, Enobarbus. I tell you true. Best you safe the bringer out of the host. You had better see the man who brought it, right, and make sure he gets back safe. I must attend mine office, or would have done it myself. Your emperor continues still a Jove. And here is the soliloquy, right? Exit Enobarbus. This is a great moment here. And if you're looking at guilt, melancholy, if you're focusing on Enobarbus, this is such a powerful moment in the play. I am alone the villain of the earth. Oh, he feels such a pang, and feel I am so most. O Antony, thou mine of bounty, how wouldst thou have paid my better service, when my turpitude thou dost so crown with gold? This blows my heart. I should have been loyal. I should have stuck by you, and you just give me all this treasure, right? If swift thought break it not, if break my heart not, right? If swift thought Sorrow, break my heart not. A swifter means shall outstrike thought, but thought will do it, I feel. Thinking about it is going to break my heart, I feel. I fight against thee. Fight against Antony? No. I will go seek some ditch wherein to die. The foulest best fits my latter part of life. And now Caesar wants me to fight against Antony? No. I will go seek some ditch wherein to die. The foulest best fits my latter part of life. So joy no more for Enobarbus here, right? After he's been told Antony has sent him his treasure, despite his abandonment of Antony, Enobarbus proclaims his shame and his goal to seek some ditch wherein to die. A few notes on Enobarbus here. I think this is such an important moment and this illustrates also Antony. The drama of Enobarbus' desertion brings Antony's poetic dimension to life on the stage, and Enobarbus' death strongly encourages us to reevaluate his own and other Roman judgments of Antony. When Antony returns to Egypt and begins his defense against Caesar's attack, Enobarbus becomes the primary evaluator of Antony's action, matching his words to Antony's deeds. And because he assumes that role cautiously, reluctantly, he gains our good faith. When Antony determines to fight at sea because Caesar dares us to it, this is Act 3, Scene 7, line 29, Enobarbus reasons eloquently against such action, first citing the inexperience of Antony's impressed sailors and the comparative slowness of Cleopatra's ships. He then pleads with Antony. So this is Enobarbus is a straightforward, honest character who says a lot of good things, but this is an important moment. And you could look at Act 3, Scene 7, lines 41 through 48, Enobarbus pleading with Antony not to fight at sea. Enobarbus says no more when his reasons are rejected, and even when the battle proves disastrous, he still says nothing. When Canidius, Antony's lieutenant general, determines to follow Antony's example by fleeing, Enobarbus condemns no one and remains loyal, although he finds rational the desertion of Antony's subordinate. I'll yet follow the wounded chance of Antony, though my reason sits in the wind against me. As Antony's violation of reason becomes clearer, Enobarbus becomes more willing to judge. When Cleopatra asks if she is partly to blame for the defeat, Enobarbus tells her that the fault is Antony's alone, for he, quote, would make his will lord of his reason. That's Act 3, Scene 8, lines 3 and 4. When the defeated Antony challenges Caesar to single combat, Enobarbus knows that Caesar has everything to lose and that Antony can only gain, and he draws the accurate inference, quote, Caesar has subdued his judgment too. That's Act 3, Scene 8, lines 36 through 37. When Antony prepares for the second day's battle by promising to make his officers drink until, quote, the wine peeps through their scars, and when he then vaunts of his willingness to do battle with death itself, Enobarbus tells us what has happened and we believe him. Here's a quote from Act 3, Scene 8, lines 195 to 200. Now he'll outstare the lightning. That's another Enobarbus soliloquy. To be furious is to be frighted out of fear, and in that mood the dove will peck the ostrich, and I see a diminution of our captain's brain, restores his heart. When valor preys on reason, it eats the sword it fights with. Because Antony's reasons fail, because his valor has no fear in it, Enobarbus finally vows to seek some way to leave him. As Enobarbus judges Antony's foolishness and slowly resolves to desert him, we have every reason to credit his judgment and to sympathize with his plight, for Antony's actions confirm Enobarbus' words. On the basis of his rational analysis of the disintegration of Antony's character, Enobarbus chooses to seek a new master. Almost immediately after deserting Antony, although, here's the turn, Enobarbus regrets his reasonable act. At first, the regret is rational. Caesar has no faith in Antony's former friends. One he hangs, and to the others he gives no honorable trust. Enobarbus concludes, this is what we read here, I have done ill, of which I do accuse myself so sorely, that I will joy no more. But then when a soldier comes to tell Enobarbus that Antony has, after thee, sent all thy treasure, with his bounty overplus, Enobarbus' regret takes on an altogether different tone. This is up here, right? I am alone. Oh, right here. the beginning of the soliloquy. I am alone the villain of the earth, and feel I am so most. O Antony, thou mine of bounty, how wouldst thou have paid my better service when my turpitude thou dost so crown with gold? Enobarbus leaves the stage to seek some ditch wherein to die. The foulest best fits my latter part of life. Enobarbus' villainy, his turpitude, his foulness is compared with Antony's mine of bounty, and a revolution of judgment has taken place, and we have participated in it. That revolution is as odd as it is important to our understanding of the value of Antony. This is important. We have trusted Enobarbus because he reasoned well and clearly, yet now he testifies with his death to the value of Antony's love. This is showing Antony's love. Despite his earlier rational understanding of the ruin which that love brought Antony, the rational ruin, that Antony's love for Cleopatra brought him ruin, but that same love, Antony in a different way is showing to Enobarbus. Enobarbus' heart, not his head, moves him to despair and to thoughts of death. This blows my heart. If swift thought break it not, a swifter mean shall outstrike thought, but thought will do it, I feel. As Enobarbus dies in a ditch of a broken heart, no need for a swifter mean, he confirms his change in values, crying, throw my heart against the flint of hardness of my fault. That's coming up. A fault he had every reason to commit. When Enobarbus deserts his earlier rational evaluation of Antony, he reenacts on a psychological level Antony's physical desertion of the Egyptian fleet. Both Enobarbus and Antony are moved by values alien to their Roman selves. So we're in new territory here, right? This is not how Romans would act, right? And this is, Antony's acting out of love. Enobarbus' heart should have stood against his reason, as Antony's heart stands against Roman considerations. Enobarbus' last actions come to serve the cause of love, and they are at last offer proof of the limitations of all the rational Roman judgments of Antony, both past and to come. So that's a few brief notes on the reading here of the soliloquy, right? So Enobarbus, it's that guilt, that melancholy, and he realizes, up until this moment, Antony threw it all away for Cleopatra, for Egypt, but that's Antony's love, and Antony shows that love to Enobarbus, and it breaks Enobarbus's heart here.